everybody, it's Paige, and welcome to episode 6 of working my way through my entire makeup collection until I've used every single product. That's gotta be the longest series name that's ever existed, but I can't think of anything shorter that gets the name across, so if you have an idea, please let me know in the comments down below. I have my full face of products sitting in front of me. If you guys are unfamiliar with this series, basically I'm working my way through my makeup collection until I've used every single product. The purpose of this is to go through my collection, figure out what I like, what I don't like, downsize, and just have a more realistic makeup collection. So this is episode 6. I will have the playlist link down below in case you guys haven't seen all of the other episodes. I get great positive feedback from the series, so thank you all so much for loving the series as much as I do. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for my intro. If you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I will have all these products linked down below in the description box for you guys in case you're interested in checking any of them out. And the way that this works is I apply the makeup, I do a little wear test where I wait a few hours, and then I come back to you and let you know if I plan on keeping or decluttering the items that I use today. There is a third category for products that I feel the need to try again, which is actually where this product comes from. This is a try again product from earlier in the series. This is the Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer. I recall liking this, but also not thinking it was anything life-changing. I have used it a few times since that video, just for like super quick, natural, kind of like no makeup days when I just needed a little something. And I don't have any complaints, but I also don't think that I'm like absolutely in love with this primer in the way that I am their other primer, the one in the pink packaging. That one is incredible. That one I like can't live without. So I feel like if I don't feel the same way about this primer as I do the other Wet n Wild primer, I probably don't need to keep it, but I will say this does add a really nice glow. I feel like Glass Correct is very appropriate with the naming. I don't really get much of a correction from the yellow tint to it, but I do love the glowy finish that this gives my skin. All right, we are going to try this out. I recall absolutely loving this, but I haven't used it in so long. This is the Morphe Glow Stunner Hydrating Tinted Moisturizer. I have it in the shade Glow 3, or Light Glow 3. Hopefully this works for me. I'm just gonna start by applying this to my skin. I'm using a sponge. This is one that I had to buy in a pinch because we were on our way to a golf tournament and I forgot my sponge at home. So I got this one at Walmart. This is from e.l.f. I love the color of it. It's really soft, but I feel like it's not quite as good as my Bling Brushes sponges, which are like my go-tos. I'm seeing like almost like clumps in this product. Maybe it was just because I hadn't pumped it in a while, because I just pumped more on my hand and I don't see any more. But I feel like this has pretty light to medium coverage. My skin isn't like looking its best right now, but it's also been worse. So I'm okay with going a little bit more natural, especially since we have concealer that we can use to kind of try to get that added coverage. But also I feel like using this sponge in particular is kind of sharing the product out because it's very squishy and like very porous, so I feel like it's really absorbing a lot of the product. So yeah, I definitely would say very light coverage. Let me look at a mirror up close. It actually looks pretty good. I feel like if my skin wasn't so broken out, I would like it a lot more. It does have SPF 30 in it, which is fantastic, so that's super exciting. For concealer, I have the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is like the original one. I'm like traumatized from my concealer smelling bad, so I just had to check. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this kind of where I want some added coverage, like around my mouth and my eyes. And I'm just gonna use that same sponge to blend this out. I definitely got some added coverage. I feel like it's looking a little bit funky on my nose and my under eye area, but I also still need to set my face with powder. I don't know, it's not sitting properly on my nose, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more and just lightly tap that in. I feel like this concealer is just not even like really giving me that much coverage. Like I just layered it up on this breakout right here, and it, like as I'm blending, like it just kind of blends away and the redness just shows through again. So that's interesting. I feel like everybody loves that concealer and it's supposed to be like super duper full coverage, but definitely not getting that today. Like my skin looked better before I applied the concealer, so that's kind of unfortunate. Next I have this Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. I recall loving this, but it's been a minute since I've used it, so I'm gonna use the sponge to set my under eye area, and then I'm just gonna use a powder brush to set the rest of my face. I'm stopping myself there because I forgot we have cream blush and bronzer today. I'm using these ones from e.l.f. I have the putty bronzer in the shade Tan Lines and the putty blush in the shade Turks and Caicos. I also felt like I should zoom in so that you guys can see my skin a little bit better. I feel like it's kind of dark, so let's turn that up a little bit. Maybe that's better, I don't know. My under eye is looking atrocious right now, but that's because I just set it with powder. Okay, so for bronzer, we're going in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I think I'm just gonna use this sponge and see how that works. I'm going to dig it in there and then start by applying this all over my face. This color is really, really nice. I don't remember like my thoughts on this super well. I feel like I recall enjoying it, but it's been a minute since I've used it, if I'm honest. I will say this is pretty easy to blend. It's also pretty user-friendly because you can like really dig in and get a lot of product, and it's not too much. Like it's pretty easy to blend out with your sponge. I feel like it's looking better in person than it is on camera. It looks kind of splotchy on camera for some reason, but in person it looks really nice and natural. I'm gonna use the same method for the blush, so I'm gonna go in with this sponge once again, and we're gonna go in with the blush this time. I'm just gonna like turn the sponge away from the bronzer and just dig in and then tap that on my cheeks. I feel the same way about this product. You can use a lot and like you're fine. You can't really overdo it. So pretty, very pigmented and easy to blend. I feel like it just like blends perfectly, especially with that putty bronzer, and I love this shade. Again, this is Turks and Caicos. For brows, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty, I forget what this is called, Micro Shade Brow Pencil and the e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel. I don't really do much with my brows. I just kind of even them out a little bit like so, and then set them in place with Clear Brow Gel. This is a super affordable, oh my gosh, I just flung that everywhere. Super affordable clear brow gel. I think it's only like $3, and it's double-sided. I use both sides as clear brow gel, but I think one of them is labeled as clear mascara and the other one is labeled clear brow gel, but I've never in my life found a need for clear mascara, so I think that this is like a decent product. It's okay for the price. If you need something in a pinch, definitely worth it in my opinion, but not like my first choice, if that makes sense. For eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with this palette here. You know what? I'm actually going to set my face because I didn't really set the rest of it, so I'm going back in with that Hourglass powder. And I'm just going to kind of set around my cheeks because I like the glow that the cream products are giving, but I do need a little bit of powder on the rest of my face. Back to the eyeshadow, I am going in with this Buxom palette. This is the Hot Toddy Eye and Cheek palette. So I'm just going to blend out the product that's on my eyelids, and then I'm going to find some brushes that are clean so that we can use this. I'm going to start by going in with this matte shade here. It's like the darkest shade in the palette, I suppose. And I'm going to run that through my crease. Wow, that's way more pigmented than I expected it to be. This is blending so well. Like, it looks airbrushed almost on my eyelid. Love. I decided to not use eyeshadow primer today just because I wanted, I guess, a little bit more of a natural look since the rest of my face is looking more on the natural side. Now I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to go in with this kind of golden shade right here. And oh wow, that's very orange. How the heck? Tell me how that makes sense. How is this gold color here what I just put on my eyelid? I don't like that. No. I'm gonna kind of like wipe that off. That's just not what I'm looking for. I thought it was gonna be a lot like brighter. I'm actually gonna go in with my highlight palette. This is from Dior. And I'm gonna use my finger in this gold shade. And I'm gonna put this on my lid. Yes, this is what I was looking for. So we're gonna use this as eyeshadow today. And I think I'm gonna also use that same shade there as the highlight for my face. For setting spray, if you guys have seen my last few videos, I am not allowing myself to use another setting spray until I finish this one up. This is from Lila B. It is super old, it's almost gone, so this is what I'm using today. For lips, I just pulled this Pillow Balm. This is from Too Faced in the shade Cocoa Kiss. It's just like the nude one. So I guess this is gonna work because it's pretty natural looking. And then to finish things off, I'm gonna go in with some mascara. I'm just gonna use Benefit Roller Lash, my go-to. I don't like to open up a ton of mascaras. So yeah, that's why I don't use a new mascara every single time. So I will be right back. All right, so here's the finished look. And I actually have decided to switch things up a little bit because I have to film some other videos and I feel as though my makeup doesn't look good enough to film those videos. So I think we're gonna skip the wear test today because I feel pretty confident in the decisions that I'm about to make. I haven't like planned them, but I have a good feeling on what I'm gonna decide about these products. So we're just gonna jump right to the keep, declutter, or try again decision round. Are you guys ready? So starting things off, my camera batteries, oh my god, okay, 1 second. I am back with the results. So we're just gonna kind of go through these products one by one. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm trying to be real cutthroat here because last time I filmed one of these, we didn't get rid of a single product. And there's already a lot going on with my makeup today that I am not loving. So first up, we have the Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer. I actually don't hate this. I think this is actually kind of good, but I feel like I don't absolutely love it. I've used it probably 4 or 5 times now. I think it's good. I would say, like, if you want to try it out, go for it, but I wouldn't say this is a must-have. So we're actually going to declutter this while it's still fairly new and there's still a lot of product in here. So first product we are going to declutter. Next, we have the Morphe Glow Stunner. This product, the Hydrating Tinted Moisturizer. I would say I would want to try this product again, but I noticed that the expiration date is actually this month, March 2023. So I am not going to use this up in the next week, and I hate the way that it looks on my nose and around my mouth. I feel like if you had really good skin, even if you had discoloration, I think this would be really good. But if you have texture or like active breakouts, I don't think this is very good for that type of skin, which is what I currently have. So although there's things that I really like about this product, like the finish of it, I also don't like quite a few things. I wish it had a little bit more coverage, and I wish it didn't look, that truck is very loud. I wish it didn't look so like clingy and dry and cakey around my mouth and nose area. So for that reason, we're also going to declutter that product. Next, we have the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I actually hated this. I did not like this. I don't know. I feel like I have definitely liked this sometimes and not liked it others, but I hated this today. This is not good. That's gonna be decluttered immediately. Next, we have the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I really enjoy this product. I feel like today wasn't the best example of showing how well it works. Because the rest of my complexion we are decluttering, so this I am going to keep. I do know that I like this product and it's pretty expensive, but I think it's really, really nice, so that one is going to be a keep. I also wasn't really planning on keeping these, but after using them, I really like them, and I am going to keep both the Putty Bronzer and the Putty Blush from e.l.f. For brows, I'm going to keep both of these. The Huda Beauty Brow Pencil is great. It's super fine if you need, like, this is the tiniest brow pencil I have ever used or seen. So if that's your thing, definitely check this out. And again, I'm gonna keep this because I'm gonna use it up, but honestly, like, I don't know, like, if you need something for just a couple bucks, this is good. It doesn't last a super long time, so it's not like this is gonna last you as long as, say, like a 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. That is like 12 times the price. I think it's $24, so not 12 times, like 6 times the price, 7 times, I don't even know, 8 times the price. It's 8 times the price, but I feel like this just, it goes away so quickly. Like, I don't think you get a lot of product. So again, kind of like up in the air. It's very situational, but since I have it, I'm gonna use it up. I think it performs fine, but nothing exceptional about it. This lip product, I love these pillow bombs, the hangover pillow bombs from Too Faced. These are incredible. I love all the different flavors. I'm definitely gonna keep this. This highlight palette came in clutch today. It's been a minute since I've used it. I love the gold shade on my lid. This is so freaking pretty. Definitely gonna keep this, but this is gonna maybe shock some people. I'm actually gonna declutter this. I wanted this palette so bad, and then it was sent to me in PR, and I was so excited. I love the aesthetic of this. I think I used this another time and I enjoyed it, but there's not a shimmer in here that works for me. My personal preference is a brighter shimmer for the lid. This doesn't have that. It's shocking to me that this gold looking shade in the palette looks like that when you swatch it. It's like an optical illusion. I don't know how that works. The formula is really unique. I actually love the mattes in here, but there's only 2 mattes. This one's pretty light, so really I would only be keeping it for that shade there and then potentially this blush, and I just feel like it would be better for me to go ahead and pass this along to someone else. So this is also going to be decluttered. I don't have any issues with the formula of that palette. It's really just the color palette itself just doesn't work for me and my preferences. But that is it, I think, other than my mascara and setting spray, which I kind of gave you guys the rundown on those. So we are decluttering 4 items from today's video, and we are keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're keeping 7, decluttering 4. I'm very happy with that. All of these products, well, these 2 I'm probably gonna have to end up tossing because I don't know how old this e.l.f. concealer is, but these 2 will be passed along to a new home so that someone else can get better use out of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I felt like so confident about the products without needing to do a wear test, which definitely won't be every time, but this time I just knew. I knew and I felt confident. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I love you all so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!